All right, just got home. UPS man paid me a visit today. Got me a little treat from Super ATV. It is a vented windshield for the Can-Am Defender. I don't know if this will show very well, but here's what I'm working with. I bought a Super ATV. They called it a half windshield, but honestly it's like a third windshield. Does absolutely nothing. So I called my glass shop and we had an upper made for it. It's just 1/4 inch Lexan. And I told them the wrong measurement. So it's short, lets air through there, water, whatever else. And it's all scratched up bad. Mostly because I didn't know what I was doing to take care of it, and it just looks terrible now. My lower's pretty scratched up too. So I bought a new one from Super ATV and I'll get it installed. Do a little review on it. All right, just went for a ride after I got this all installed, and you know, the little vents, they actually let in quite a bit of air. Quite pleased with that. I don't do a lot of riding in the summertime here because it gets over 100 degrees every day, so it's just hot. Doesn't matter how much air is blowing over you, it's just hot no matter what. So, lets in a lot of good air. I feel like it's a pretty solid windshield. The only weird thing about this windshield, and it's just from it being Lexan or whatever it is it has a little bit of a wavy look to it. You can see it better on the inside there. You don't notice it when you're in there, just when you're like standing at an angle to this thing, it has a little bit of a wavy look. But overall, I dig it. I think it's gonna be good. Time will tell on longevity, how scratch resistant it is. Directions say don't use any detergents on it. Basically water and like baby shampoo, that's what it says, and a microfiber cloth. So we'll see how it works. We'll be going on a lot of rides this coming spring. I mean, right now it's like 60 degrees. It feels like spring here. So we can go riding it any time. I don't have to worry about snow or anything like that. Anyways, took like no time at all to install. Basically, you got 4 nuts and bolts to put on each vent and the gasket, and then these guys. These are the hardest part of the whole thing, getting the Velcro straps threaded through there. So, ready to try out in some rain, see how waterproof it is. Not waterproof, that's kind of a dumb way to put it, but see if it keeps out the water along the top. Because the last one I had, when it rained, it just came right in on your lap. So anyways, I'll post an update after I've had this for a year or so, if it makes it that long. I thought I would just do one little more update. Went for a good ride last weekend to Logandale Trails in Nevada. It's pretty awesome, spectacular place. I'll do a video about that maybe. Anyways, the windshield was great. It was about 60 degrees there probably. So it wasn't hot. So I can't really say how well airflow is in a hot environment, but I will tell you my wife was cold, so she had to keep her vent closed all the time. And with the vents closed, it was perfect. You know, I feel like the vents let in a pretty good amount of air. There was no rattling, no anything like that. It stayed put. It didn't drop down or anything like that. So far, I really like it. It's supposed to rain this weekend. I'm gonna get out in the rain, see how watertight it is. A little curious about the seam right there on the weather stripping. I may end up having to redo that, rewrap it so it's down on the bottom there. Probably do a rear window of some kind at some point in the near future. We do a lot of dusty riding, and so anything I can do to keep as much dust out of the cab would be great. The doors really cut down on it a lot. Usually we're just covered, you know, have to brush your pants off and you're just a freaking dust cloud every time you smack your pants. Had none of that on this trail ride, so that was good. Granted, we were in sand half the time, but a lot of times we go up to Duck Creek and on Cedar Mountain in Utah, and it gets really dusty up there. So spring will tell, summer will tell. That's when we get the worst dust. So anyways, so far real happy with the windshield. Summertime will be here in no time, and with that comes 105, 110 degree temperatures. I don't do a lot of riding those temperatures because it's just hot. You're just in an oven no matter what, but we'll see what the airflow's like. All right, yesterday got a chance to ride in the rain. The windshield was good. It didn't leak around the edges at all, but it did leak right there on the buckles. The top buckle, it would drip a little bit on both sides. It didn't drip on me, just dripped right there on the dash. Wasn't a big deal, so I don't know, take it or leave it. I didn't find it a big deal. But overall, I like the windshield. It'd be great if it had a windshield wiper. Might have to add that later. I don't know if it would scratch up the windshield or anything like that. Would probably need to add a remote reservoir and that kind of stuff. But for the money, I think I paid just 300 bucks for it, free shipping. I think it's a pretty good buy. The next thing up would be like the Super ATV flip up windshield. They're $5 and change. Or you can get Can-Am flip up or glass, but I think it's a pretty good buy. Just 300 bucks. It's effective. Doesn't leak around the gasket or anything. When you're in it and it's clean, it's crystal clear. I'd buy it again so far. I've only had it for a week or so. Been on a couple rides, but I think it's a good value and I like it. So I'll put a link in the video description on Amazon where you could buy it, or you can find other dealers that sell it. Anyways, have a good one.